It's time for Around the Ozarks in 5. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Good morning. On Wednesday, we made it halfway through the week, and we were remiss yesterday to not wish you happy Valentine's Day. I think the problem is that neither Sarah nor I recognized it was Valentine's Day until, I don't know, afternoon, right?
The entire day had no clue it was Valentine's Day until I had to run into Walmart to get a printer cartridge. And I thought, oh, it's Valentine's Day.
You got me a printer cartridge?
How did I forget this really important holiday? And so anyway, then I did look at cards and I was like, I can't do it. They're like $7.99, $8.99. No, because I'm not sentimental. So I will throw it away because I don't want it junking up the house. So
they are expensive these days. But listen, I'm happy with the printer cartridge. That's actually that's what I've been wanting for the last, I don't know, 3 weeks.
Well, it was like $50. So I mean, it's kind of a pricey gift. You're welcome.
Well, anyway, happy Valentine's to everybody, and let's get some news going.
We hope that you ate a $60 steak last night. Just kidding, but that's about right. Okay, here we go in the news. It is official, which we thought it would be. The city of Springfield has agreed to purchase Hammons Field. $16 million purchase will put the Springfield Cardinals team here for at least 15 more years. That deal requires the city to pour millions of dollars into upgrades at and around the stadium. Those improvements required by Major League Baseball. Interesting bill advancing in the Missouri Senate. It has been highly contentious so far. Senate Bill 4 would restrict how schools teach about race and racism. Of course, after the critical race theory made national headlines last year, folks on both sides of that, both for and against it, have been pushing for potentially regulating how these subjects are taught. This particular bill was authored by a Republican man from St. Louis. He would bar schools from teaching the people of one race that are, hold on, let me read it verbatim. Sorry. It would bar schools from teaching that people of one race are inherently superior or inferior, that people of one race should be treated differently based on their race, and that individuals bear guilt or responsibility for historic actions committed by others. That's the wording of Senate Bill 4. So anyway, it is getting some movement, advancing through the Senate, but far from over. So we'll see what happens with it.
Other states have enacted similar types of legislation. So we'll see what happens in Missouri. Another bill getting some traction in our state would exempt diapers as well as feminine hygiene products from being taxed with a state sales tax. Both items are considered a necessity. Both could be very expensive. This type of legislation has been proposed before in the state of Missouri, but as of yet, to this point, has never made it to the governor's desk. So we'll be watching to see if it does this time around.
Also, more LGBTQ plus bills making their way through Missouri Senate. Senate committee heard more testimony about 3 such bills yesterday. All 3 of those bills that are being discussed would prohibit doctors from performing gender transition surgeries on minors. Of course, supporters say that it will protect children from making life-altering decisions at such a young age, but opponents say the bills infringe on the rights of transgendered youth.
All right. A lot of stuff going on in the legislature, that's for sure.
Busy.
Let's check out weather on this Wednesday. Boy, today's going to be a beautiful day, 65 degrees or so, sunshine. So it'll be a marked difference from yesterday with all the rain. And a wind that was out. It was a very raw day yesterday on Valentine's Day. Not so today, on the day after Valentine's Day, when we choose to celebrate. It's going to be nice and sunny today. And then, believe it or not, tomorrow, maybe some snow, because it's going to be cold, although not as cold as we originally thought. It'll get up to, no, it will be. It's 37 degrees. I think it was going to be 32 or something as the high. 37 as the high, 18 for the low. So it's going to be really cold overnight. Heads up for that. Friday will start to warm up just a touch. The low of 25, so it's still going to be cold overnight. High of 41. And then the weekend's going to be great. We're going to have no lows before below freezing, which is nice. Saturday 52, Sunday 60, Monday 52 for highs, and the low of 33 is the lowest low of those days. So
Okay.
have a good weekend.
By the way, the sun did come out yesterday. You missed it because you were in an indoor meeting by that point. But around 2, the sun came out.
Did it?
Yeah, and it was
Did it
glorious
stay?
because it was fun because Griffin had been praying for the rain to stop, which was really cool because then it
Okay.
did. And so
And
he
then it
went
did.
outside and declared that the heavens had parted and the rain had stopped. And sure
Okay.
enough, I mean, it was really nice, like for a little bit. So
Well, I was with him at soccer practice last night, and I stayed in my car because I thought it was cold, but he said it was fairly pleasant. He was sweating. So I said, that's what you're supposed to do at soccer practice. So we did a whole thing. All right. Higher crime areas in Branson are getting another set of eyes to try to cut down on said crime. 8 new cameras being installed in various parts of the city of Branson, especially, we're told, where crime calls are higher. The cameras specifically scan license plates, which I know a lot of people don't like that idea. But this is what they're going to do. The cameras are being paid for through a federal grant. Something else a lot of people don't like. Officers expect some businesses to rent similar types of cameras and install them on their properties as well, which could put even more cameras in use in Branson. And that would certainly make it easier to find wanted vehicles. If there's a car that's wanted, and we've covered so many times in the news that wanted people somehow end up in Branson because it's a touristy place. They feel like they can come and go and in hotels and motels and that sort of thing. This is the whole point of this, is to try to catch vehicles that are wanted somewhere else to see if those folks are in Branson. Speaking of cars, more than 60 cars were stolen in Springfield over just a 4-month period. Now, though, the bad guys are off the streets. At least police thinks that those are the bad guys. 3 men connected to those stolen car cases have been picked up by police. They're now apprehended and in jail and awaiting trial on what will be, no doubt, numerous car theft charges.
Walmart is moving its technology workers around. They just announced that Walmart will be closing 3 of its tech hubs: Austin, Texas, Carlsbad, California, and Portland, Oregon. Workers there will be no more. They do have a chance to relocate if they want to a different hub if they want to keep their job with Walmart.
I didn't know Walmart had technology hubs.
Yeah, so I was reading a little bit about it. I didn't either. It's interesting how, well, like I have a friend from college who works in litigation for Walmart, which you just don't think about it. Like, it makes sense, of course. I mean, it's a huge corporation. I'm sure they have plenty of stuff for her to do. But it's just interesting how certain stores, like, you just think of them as one thing, like it's a grocery store, it's a shopping center, like, and you forget that there's so much else that goes into that. Like, someone is constantly doing technology for Walmart because they're constantly having to stay, on the front side of the grocery delivery or store pickup or like whatever it is, you know what I mean? So it's very
So
interesting.
that's what it is. It's places where Walmart
All
technology
things
specialists
technology.
work.
Right. Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Drury University's president says the school needs to save some money, so he has a plan to cut $4 million out of the budget, out of spending. President Tim Cloyd says the pandemic greatly affected funding at the school. It affected everything, as we know, which led to a budget shortfall. And with that, Drury will need to reduce the budget through attrition by eliminating up to 10 positions and possibly some other measures as well to cut $4 million out of their spending.
Longtime Springfield business will be closing its doors before too long after 90 years in town.
Wow.
Wheeler's Furniture. You've been to Wheeler's? Have you heard of Wheeler's? It's been around
Absolutely.
forever.
Yeah.
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 They are selling the last of their furniture items. So if you want to find a piece starting tomorrow, you can take part in the liquidation sale. You can pop over to 3861 South Avenue, which is right by Alamo Draft House, the movie theater, and see what's left. Richard and Glenda Bennett have had that store since 1986. Both of them have now passed away. In fact, Ethan and I know Glenda. We did not know Richard, but she was amazing. And yeah. So
she was a very, very sweet lady. We heard incredible stories at her funeral service of people being helped by wheelers and just how generous she and her husband and their entire family were toward customers who felt like family whenever they walked in there, and just other people in the community. So it's a shame the store's going away. I remember when they closed the one downtown. They had 2 locations. The downtown one closed while we were doing news. Wasn't that right, Sarah?
yeah, I don't remember exactly the year, and I did not
Yeah.
look it up before just now, but I believe it was maybe a decade ago, 10, maybe 12 years ago.
Yeah, that seems right.
Yeah, I run by this location, so I see it quite often. And anyway, yeah, I miss Glenda honestly regularly. Like, she is that type of lady. So I know a lot of people know Wheelers, so now is your chance, or tomorrow is your chance to get over there. And it's a liquidation sale, so I don't know how long it goes on, but I guess until everything's gone, right?
Until it's
That's
liquidated.
typically.
Yeah. Well, it's good.
Yes.
I've heard it's very, very good furniture. So, all right. Wheelers is going away. All right. Anything else? Oh, get the app. What else are we doing?
Just the app. Yeah. Download the app. The team has worked hard on it at Midwest Family Radio, and it's good. So download it. Around the Ozarks on the App Store or on Google Play. You can find it there. And of course, we're on all of the podcast platforms and Facebook. So there you go.
Share it with your friends. We appreciate you being with us, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a great day.